And let's get this up. Make sure that's working okay. Activate, activate, activate. Copy link. Paste. Okay. Alright, good morning everybody. I'm filling some of the gaps on this page, I think. I think I've got it all figured out. All the mistakes I was making the other day, or yesterday, I guess. Sat down and figured it all out. So hopefully the YouTube over the desk streaming stuff on other places will be looking great today. Maybe I should bring, I guess, that a little closer so my head doesn't pop in the way as much. Let's see. I'll do that. Let's scoot this over a little bit. Good morning. Oh, sorry, at the top. Go left to right, I guess. Be optimal. Coding problems, huh? Let's look over here just to be sure. A little bit janky. Yeah, I guess I need to tweak that back down, I guess. It's alright. I don't think anybody. Well, leave it alone for today. I'll tweak that back. Got some glaring eyes up here. Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead and zoom in there with the other overhead camera. So that's where I'll be working, right? With these kind of sketchbook pages, I like to fill in all the gaps and good morning, everybody popping in. All right. The light wasn't shadowing out that part so much, but oh well. Welcome to my desk, right? Let's see. That over there. And where's my ink? The G pen. Good morning. Everybody popping in. How are we doing? It's fine. Sunday. Thank you. Let's see. Just doing a morning warm up here. With the medium of filling up this sketchbook page. All I do is thing where I just kind of fill up a whole page with stuff. It can be referenced or made up or whatever. But one of the goals here is just to fill the page. Right? Let's see. All right, let's do another one. Scoot that over a little bit. Filling in the gaps. Let's see. Usually, I don't hesitate to pop in and ask any questions. I don't mind talking while drawing, something I'm kind of used to. It does slow down both a little bit, but that's all right. Right? Then a lot of people, they kind of start to sound a little strange when they talk while drawing. Good morning. How's it look over there for you? We're on kick. It's hard to. I think I need to still play with my OBS settings. I figured out the other day when I was streaming that I'd changed some settings a couple months ago, when I had to pause the streaming stuff and didn't realize that it was changed, and so I've been spent some time tweaking it today. But I think there's a little bit more tweaking to do. I think it's yelling at me once. OBS is yelling at me once in a while, so I think I might need to adjust one of the settings. But yeah, just working on a sketchbook page here, kind of as a warm-up thing, and mostly pulling from assorted pin reference along with my own sketches and pen and ink. Actually, it's been a week of user error, so on top of that janky streaming thing, um, I bought an airbrush about a year and a half ago, and then finally pulled it out a couple months ago. But I've been away with some family things the last like month and a half, and so I pulled it out, a couple months ago. I was playing around with it, and then had to leave it behind. And then I was using it to do some of these fill-ins here, and I was going to use it to do some of this, and then all of a sudden, it was having all kinds of weird problems. It was sputtering, and it was like backfilling the reservoir with air. What is going on? Because I have no training in it at all. Just some YouTube videos and experimentation. I really just wanted for like tonal stuff and some splattering. But yeah, it turned out some of the things I tweaked were causing that problem, and then trying to figure out that problem, I caused another one without realizing it. And I spent a couple hours the other morning, like just trying to figure out what was going on and what I did wrong, or if it was broken or something. And it turned out I loosened a valve accidentally in the connection to the air hose, and that was causing it to backfill. But that's how you learn, right? That's the trick, is making mistakes and sorting with them. I suppose. I don't know if that's what happens with other people, but kind of accepted that as a portion of how I have to learn. Is I've got to make mistakes and then figure it out. And hopefully, just don't make expensive ones or undoable ones. Recognize this actor's face, but I have no idea what his name is. Got Pinterest pages where I've got expressions collected and things like that, and it's nice to have. And that's nice actually with Pinterest lately when they made that change to their interface, which let you block nearly all, if not all, Gen AI's nonsense. Um, they seems like it's working pretty well. I haven't really seen much, if any, in a while, and so um, and for the kinds of things I tend to collect on it, it definitely would be noticeable. But it's been nice to oh, that hair stuck in my nib. So um, so, but you know, I heard we got over on the Instagram side. Any questions or comments? Hoping to finish a pencil drawing I started yesterday. Get it expanded, blown up, and detailed up. Something related to my little comic project. And I'm trying to get back into that now that I'm back here. Good morning, good morning. All right, let's do another one. Just filling in the gaps in this page for those that are coming in. All right, let's scoot that on over. Good morning over on Kick. It's like a bunch of people are coming over from there today. All right. More ideas than there actually was. It's fine, I guess. But can't zoom in anymore on the Pinterest images. Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm all right. How are you? Doing okay? I might need to move that camera a little bit forward or something. I got this zoom lens on top. I think it goes 15 or 18 to 2 something, 210 or something like that. So it can zoom in pretty tight, or go. I can go back pretty far, which is kind of fun. So I used to have to kind of do this with 2 lenses. I kept like a super tight zoom lens, but you could only go so far back. I couldn't go back like this one can. How are you doing? Looking forward, trying to get back into my comic project. I've been away from my studio for a bit, and I had like a whole pile of university paperwork related to applying or reviewing my tenure uh, uh, qualifications, I guess. So I had to spend like 3 days filling out an academic CV. It ended up being 23 pages long, um, which is pretty long. And people that will be looking at it will probably be mostly focusing on what I've done here and relatively recently. And so, you know, there is that aspect to it. But I started teaching at the university level like 20 plus years ago, 2004. It'll be 22 years this 22 years this fall, and kind of looking at different CVs, and I was like, I really should include everything, even if it's really, really long. And the weird part about it is I also have to like include not just like what I did and who I was working for, or the project, or whatever, or the school and things like that. I have to collect and add in. Um, it called? The contact information for all these people. And some of them I haven't talked to in years and years. I don't know if their contact information is current. I'd look it up online and see what was there and add that in. In some cases, I know people have passed away, which, unless you've got some kind of special access, I don't. They're a little hard to get a hold of. So, you know, it's definitely been an interesting couple of months. So, between the family stuff and then coming back and getting all that paperwork taken care of, I got to write up at least a couple of assignments for the semester to start. Which for me starts on Tuesday, first class. Which ink am I using? Is that the question? I think tinta, is that ink? I am using this Koh-i-Noor Ultra Draw. I'm using this because it's non-clogging and waterproof. So once it dries, you can draw on top of it. It's I don't speak Spanish, but I'm guessing that's what you're asking. Okay, tinta utilizas or utilizas. And it's mostly because I also use these other pens, these rapidograph technical pens, and they it's helpful to have that kind of ink in there so your pen doesn't clog up. And so I've been using it across all of my tools. And I really like it. So it's nice and dark. I've got other ones here too. Like I've got the super black stuff, which is nice. I don't know if this is non-clogging though. Oh, it is non-clogging. I might have to try this out just because I think this might be a little bit darker, but it might not matter. But that's what it says. All right, let's scoot this over and do another one. So I'm doing this whole sketchbook page, and I'd like to do is fill in the gaps. So I'm kind of using all the space. Let's see, shot of the head going this way. I can squeeze it in here and stick it behind for a little bit. So, yeah, so that's what I'm using. Mostly because it's official for that kind of pen, which is this I've got a whole set, but it's for these kinds of pens. It's the same name, Koh-i-Noor. Same name is right there, Koh-i-Noor. There. So that's why I'm using that one. There might be other ones to use, but that's what I've been using for this. So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully you understood. Sadly, Spanish is not one of the languages I speak. So, Sajuro. Always kind of interested about how lumpy our skulls can be. Let's see. Filling in the gaps. Today. The bulk of the page filled up, so I thought I'd start at the top. I think I should like it more than the Hunt 102. Like it's just a little bit stiffer. The Hunt 102 is like really, really flexible. my dog think? He was having feelings yesterday. Oh, Bosh. You were having feelings yesterday. Went for a WALK and we got about a block and a half. And he's like, I want to go home. I don't feel this. I was like, that's weird. Normally it's like, I have to we go a certain distance and then turn him around. And it's like, time to head back. And, he kind of always wants to keep going. But once in a while he has feelings. And, so we came home. He had his TRAT and that's TREAT. Hello. And then his dinner, and then he kind of just went and hid for most of the evening until it was time for his evening SNACK. And then all of a sudden he was happy again. So I don't know exactly what happened, but he was the dog was definitely having feelings last night. I think part of it is he might miss the social interaction he was having with my larger family. I was gone for December. I think that could be part of it. So I wonder about that because he always wants to go home right away as soon as we get someplace. So that checks it out, says, okay, everyone's here, let's head back out. And we just got here. He's like, yeah, we're done. So I'll bring him to school or my sisters. And he's like, checks things out, looks around, like, all right, come home. How we doing for time? 45 minutes, huh? Look at these eyes in here emphasized. Hopefully you can see the bottom of the nose. But, it's not really positioned very well for my drawing. It goes into the hair. right? Does look like my stream was much, much better than this. I'm very happy about that. It's frustrating when you've broken something and you don't realize it. It takes a lot longer to kind of figure it out. And, Dr. was telling me I had to adjust certain kinds of output settings or turn them off. And I was very confused. I didn't see where they were in the output area. It turned out it was entirely somewhere else. And so that ended up being a problem for me. And took a while to sort out where what I had done. Terrible things. Sins I had committed against the machine. Right? You break something, you don't even know what it is. And, that was really annoying. I said I was, been playing around with this airbrush thing, and took me a while to figure out what problem I caused because I don't know enough about it to guess with any degree of accuracy. I really like using this G pen. Hello there, over on the YouTuber side of things. The sampler sounds like a McDonald's character, like the Hamburger or something like that. Working on some sketchbook pages, and I think I was having some problems with streaming over on YouTube and other kind of platforms the other day. So it seems to be largely resolved. So we get a little bit of pushback from the machine, but I think I can just fix that up a little bit and turn this off. This is one of my, I like to do these things where I kind of fill up sketchbook page. That's what you're seeing here. So if I were to back up, you'd see this is like filled up with a bunch of stuff. Hopefully I get too much in front of the camera. But yeah, there's the desk. Um, But yeah, I'm kind of going through and just taking some reference and filling in the gaps. Whether that's facial expressions or mechanical things or whatever. Um, so it's just kind of a warm up for about an hour. Guess I'll do one more if there's no questions. I'm just kind of filling up the top of this page. Actually, an interesting question the other day was like, why red? Well, it's kind of the color of life. That's what I said. I also just like it, but it's also has that other quality where it's life and it's like the color of fruit. Um, color of blood, fruit, life. I think that's definitely something to consider. I think why it pops out so much. So we also see human eye sees a lot of warm colors when compared to cold colors like blue. Our eyes are able to see just a lot more in that warmer yellow to red spectrum. And I bought a bunch of it, so I definitely got to use it up regardless. Right? I appreciate that. Very kind of you to say so. Just working on some sketchbook stuff here today. So get that zoomed in over here. Sketchbook page. And what I'm doing here was just grabbing some reference off of Pinterest and just practicing off of that. Just way down there. Jesus. Okay, it's going to finish up here in a minute. Now I'm trying to practice expressions and mechanical things, and inking, structural drawing. There's a lot of stuff that I can do there. Hello. Had a busy day over on Kick, relatively speaking, for me. About to finish up here, just catching up with this facial expression study thing here. I think I finally figured out what was wrong with the fly screen. I was looking at that day before yesterday's. It's really, really janky. Apparently I was making a big mistake. I didn't realize it. Such things have happened before and will likely happen again. So I think it's been resolved, thankfully. Get some ink in there. Scoot that over. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. It's been about an hour, so I appreciate everyone that came in. We'll be back later. We'll see. Let's try to knock out a few things today, I think, but before I can get back to arcing about. But yeah, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, and we'll see you around.